So in this question, the student is asking whether I think they should do more participatory type research where community is involved more in the process and the engagement of the research. Now, it's difficult to know that without knowing all the details of this question or the context of the student situation. And in this series of videos on this channel, we're just going through a number of questions that students have asked in the webinars recently. Just from reading the question, I definitely think that you should always favor a more in-depth approach to research. You will have a lot more credibility when you can demonstrate and talk about your own involvement and immersion in the field. And it doesn't matter if you're gathering data in a laboratory and mixing chemicals, or whether you go and spend 10 years in the wild researching a certain species of beetle, for example. What will always come through very strongly in your writing and the confidence of your academic voice is going to be your own relationship with the topic that you're studying. Now, obviously, you need to be careful of researcher bias, and you need to make sure that you account for that in your methodology and in your philosophical positioning. But with this question here, talking about participatory type of research, it sounds like it's very much more qualitative social sciences type of work that they're doing and type of study, and sort of looking at elements in society, in certain communities, etc. And the structure and the academic rigor that you apply as a researcher comes through your methodology. But providing you don't compromise on that, absolutely, you need to be involved in your field as far as possible, as far as ethically, permissible, within the boundaries of your research, etc., and whatever makes sense to get the best amount of understanding and in-depth knowledge of your subject and your data. I definitely think that you should involve a community if it's what you're studying, and that they should be part of the process and engaged with the research, etc. Um, if you're studying a community, there's a real risk that that community rejects you as an unknown quantity or something that they are potentially a little bit wary of. Um, and they aren't going to be, they aren't going to contribute to research. You're not going to get the insights that you need, etc. Obviously, there is you don't want to be too involved. You have to be somewhat detached from your field. Um, you can't be the data itself. You have to have some distance between you and the data itself, but you can't be too far removed either. So there is that balance that you're trying to achieve. But when it comes to people and communities and social sciences type of research, which is what I think the student is doing, I would definitely favor more involvement, and then factor out the bias later on in your analysis and account for that. It's very possible to do that. So just from reading this question, yes, if you're studying communities, get involved, immerse yourself, earn their trust, establish credibility, and that's how you're going to get better access to your data subjects.